So, Yellowstone just wrapped up season 5, which is presumably the last season, even though they kept saying season finale, season finale. Show's pretty much buttoned up at this point. I haven't covered the last 2 episodes yet, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Basically, what happens is the ranch is getting sold. Everything that ain't nailed down is up for sale. So they decide that they're going to have a great big auction. And I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. The penultimate episode, the one that, the second to last episode, traditionally in television is an episode where, shit's supposed to happen. Shit is, stuff is supposed to happen. Walking Dead always had really big penultimate episodes, and then you had the finale where a little bit more stuff happened, but the finale was more or less wrapping up, kind of putting a bow on the big stuff that happened in the episode before. That's how television usually works. Not with Yellowstone. Not with Yellowstone, because Taylor Sheridan can't write television to save his ass. Okay? We literally get an entire freaking half an episode where Beth has to go down to Texas. And I guess it's just so this guy Travis, who's played by Taylor Sheridan, can have a big pool party and show us his muscles and show us how much money he has in real life with his horses and all of that. And we get more footage of horsing around, more footage of showing horses, selling horses. We get more footage of line dancing to needless country songs that are boring as hell. And then he agrees to come down and do the auction after a fake strip poker scene with Beth, which was boring. Because, it's another... I'm sorry, the woman... No disrespect to the actress, okay? But it doesn't, she doesn't do a damn thing for me, okay? This character has never done a thing for me. The actress playing her, who's a Brit, has never done a damn thing for me. Sorry. Anyway. We then go to the second, or to the last episode, because, we found a way to save the ranch. And they figured it out. It has something to do with the taxes, which immediately I was like, okay, we're gonna give the ranch away. They're gonna give the ranch to the Indians. The Indians are gonna win in the end. The Native Americans are gonna win in the end, folks. But they don't win in the end, because the big, we continue on with the auction, and we have a big, half of the episode of the finale is essentially this right here. And then we go from more of that to a big party where everybody's line dancing and a stage has been set up on the Yellowstone. How can they afford this? How can they afford this? These people ain't got a pot to pee in, nor a window to throw it out of at this point. And they're doing stuff like this. Like this. This is another. Get ready, because you're about to get 4 minutes of this. You loved it so much. Get ready for 4 minutes more of this shit. This is what TNN used to air back in the late 90s before WWE came to them. This 4 minutes of this. Get ready. So then we immediately go from that to, okay, we cut a deal with the Indians. The Indians own it, but they can never develop the land. He can't build the conditions of the sale are, we're basically going to sell it to you now for what your people paid for it, or what we stole it for back then. But you can never develop it, and part of the ranch goes to me and my family. The East Camp part of it goes to me and my family. So they signed the deal, and Mo flips out. Here's a guy who's been a badass. He's sitting there flipping out, chanting and singing, "Hey oh hey hey oh hey," basically. And then we cut immediately from that to the funeral of John Dutton. John Dutton has a big funeral, which Piper Parabo's character is back after being put on a bus earlier in the half of the season. She ain't got a pot to pee in nor a window to throw it out of. How she afford a plane ticket back to Wyoming or Montana for this guy's funeral? And then we immediately come from the funeral to Beth killing Jamie. And it's just this whole pacing of this episode, the whole entire pacing of this season is out of whack. Out of whack. It's like, she sprays him with bear spray and they have a brawl, and all of a sudden Rip conveniently comes in to save her because Rip all of a sudden figures out where she's going. Even though they have not told Rip that, hey, we think this is Jamie. All season, all of a sudden the light bulb goes off in this bird brain's head. And, oh, I know where she's going. Ding! And he follows her conveniently just so Rip can save her again. And you know what? You're not sitting here thinking during this fight scene, this is where it's stupid. Okay? This is why I would have never had Rip save her. She could have just killed him all on her own. Because the entire fight scene that is supposed to be a suspenseful fight scene, which one's going to gain the upper hand, is overshadowed with when is Rip going to show up and save her? Because you know it's coming. Because they've already told you how it's going to end. And then the whole thing of she stabs him and look into my eyes and go ahead and go deliver the body to the train station, which Rip and Lloyd do. And it's just, it's so anticlimactic. It's so boring. It's not real. It's not well written at all. I mean, guys, I'm glad. If this is the last season, I'm glad this is over with. I am so glad this is over with. You know, I should have stopped watching right after that third season, but nope, nope. If I start something, I'm going to finish it. Which is why I finished SOA, Sons of Anarchy. SOA. Even though the last two seasons were shite, I still watched it. I still went and saw it through. So everybody lives happily ever after. She uses the money they get from the auction to buy Rip a little ranch. Casey and them, Jamie's dead. Casey and them have a little ranch of their own and go and buy some cattle. And we all live happily ever freaking after. All the cowboys who were in the bunkhouse, the best part of the show. Teeter's gone down to Texas. All of them have gone their separate ways. We find out that there's really no need. There was really absolutely no need for Colby to die. None whatsoever. This show is just a pile of shit. And anybody who thinks, oh, this is the greatest show ever, oh, because it's got a sexy man named Rip in it and a hot bitch named Beth in it, they fuck all. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a freaking break. This was horrible. This show sucks. And anybody who thinks otherwise, you're delusional. You are absolutely delusional. If you think that this show has anything, I mean, from the very first episode, you know that none of these characters have any redeeming qualities about them whatsoever. Everybody is a bad guy. Everybody on this show is horrible. I wanted everybody to die by the end of this thing. I hope that there is not another season of this. Let these actors go off, do great things with themselves. It's just this show sucks. I don't want to ever see another thing that Taylor Sheridan has written. I watched the first episode of that Landman and I thought it was okay, but then I'm sitting there going, wait a minute, Taylor Sheridan's writing this. It's going to fall way downhill fast because he's lazy. He's a lazy writer. It's lazy booking. Anyway, folks, let me know what you thought about this. I mean, am I off base here? I don't think I am. If you go and just, this show makes no logical sense whatsoever. We finally get that's another thing. Okay, I have to touch on this because I've said it many times before. We get Jamie's baby's mama. She shows back up. She tells him to do a press conference, and then she's never seen from again. She disappears again. You think she'd be home when Jamie shows up? No, 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 no. They are not back together by any means. Nope, nope. This is horrible. It's horrible, lazy writing. We'll see you down the road.